Hello and welcome to my 5th annual Top 10 Games of the Year video. 2020 has been a rough year overall, and there's honestly not a lot of good things that we can say about it. Everyone has been struggling and having a tough time, and it's just overall been a rather crappy year. But if there's one thing that's been consistently good in my opinion, it's the games this year. And out of 25 potential candidates, I had to narrow it down to 10 games. The 10 games that I personally enjoyed most this year. So here they are for your viewing pleasure, Oversoul's Top 10 Games of 2020. Enjoy.
I'll end this right now.
Joker, it's her! She's the weird reading I've been getting!
I struggled a lot with whether or not to put this on my list considering Persona 5 came out in 2017, and this is essentially the same game, which is also why it's only at number 10. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized it really isn't the same, not completely. While the story follows the same plot and structure of infiltrating the minds of evil people and changing their hearts by stealing their distorted desires, pretty much everything else has been reimagined. There's a new main character named Kasumi who plays a major role this time around, adding more to and even changing up the story. A new side character in the form of a school counselor whose confidant rating is essential to unlocking the third semester. On that note, there's a third semester of school you can unlock, adding several extra hours and 2 new endings to the game. You now have more free time to do things during slice of life sections, your social stats are easier to build up, you're given more chances to get questions right in school, your ranged weapon ammo refills after every battle encounter, you now have a grappling hook you can use to access secret areas and palaces or skip sections altogether. Palaces now have new hidden collectibles you can find for extra goodies, and overall the game sees many quality of life changes, including better animations and things like no more late fees for DVD rentals, that make the game feel like a full rehaul rather than a simple re-release. Even the first 15 minutes of the game was different thanks to the addition of the new character. Boss battles now have new phases, there's also extra bosses in some palaces. The Momentous dungeons are now bigger and more content-heavy, complete with a special shop. There's new cutscenes, new locations, new music, new minigames, new events, new personas, new weapons, new enemies, new everything. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Mechanical tweaks to combat in other areas make this game even more accessible and less tedious than the original. If you have yet to play Persona 5, don't even bother with the original at this point. Just play this version. It's superior in every way.
They're all knocked down! That was incredible, Joker!
Finish it! Okay.
It's been a while since we had a good Paper Mario game, so everyone was skeptical of this game, but I personally loved it. When the Mushroom Kingdom of the Paper Mario universe is taken over by an evil origami king, everything paper is slowly turned origami, including the citizens. Now, with the help of the evil king's sister, Mario is on yet another journey of fighting baddies and saving Princess Peach. This game is very funny in a dark comedy sort of way, and that always appeals to me. I mean, you are made of paper, and 2 of the bosses are colored pencils and a 3-hole punch. No, I'm not joking. On that note though, let's talk about the gameplay, right? You travel the map saving paper toads from fates worse than death, fixing the damage the origami has done, solving puzzles, dodging hazards, and finding collectibles. Then you see an enemy, smash him with your hammer, and now it's combat time. The combat in this game is a mixture of turn-based strategy and a rotating ring puzzle. Mario stands at the center, surrounded by enemies, and you have about 30 to 60 seconds to rotate the board in so many moves to line up the enemies for an attack that will take them all out at once. It seems simple at first, but as the game progresses, it gets more challenging. You can also use coins to recruit the help of the toads that you've saved so far. Bosses play a little differently though. In a boss battle, they are at the center and you have to use the rings to make a path to them for Mario to attack without being attacked. It's a puzzle strategy hybrid that really gets those gears turning, so to speak. Unlike other RPGs, there is no experience points and you don't level up traditionally, but certain milestones in the story or finding hidden secrets will reward you with stat bonuses, like an increase in your health or strength. And you can use coins earned in battle to purchase power-ups and new weapons. Eventually, once you get strong enough, hitting an enemy on the field will defeat them instantly, and the game even gives you gadgets to add accessibility features, like a toad finder and a puzzle solver. Not everyone will like this game, and that's understandable, but I found the game rather unique, and I think it deserves some credit. It's definitely better than the last couple Paper Mario games we got.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
I was unfortunately in the minority when it came to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I found it to be too overwhelming. There was too much in it, it was too big and too ambitious, and a lot of it felt like busy work. Thankfully, this game gets it right. A more focused and compact experience with a big map, but not as invasive. This is due to the fact that this game has done away with the traditional checklist of side quests and replaced them with organic world events. Many things on the map won't appear until you encounter them, and even then it can sometimes be as simple as pulling an axe from a guy's head, or as odd as burning a couple's house down to help them achieve sexual fulfillment.
What did it? I am as hard as Heimdall's tower!
Then ram me like the Valgrin's gates and enter Valhalla!
While there is still a lot to do, the game is structured in such a way that it feels easier to stay focused on the main objective if that's your preference. Once you complete the prologue and start a new settlement in England, from there it's all about raiding for supplies and recruiting allies. Your character, Eivor, doesn't necessarily have a checklist of assassination targets, and they get their revenge for dead family members in the first 2 hours of the game. Eivor cares more about survival, treasure, and doing right by their people. You know, Viking things. In between bouts of burning monasteries and hunting wildlife, you can also play dice games, have drinking contests, get into old-timey rap battles.
Oh, you think you're so clever, I'm almost impressed that you managed to blurt something out. Yet I worry our skills are too deeply mismatched.
I'll defeat you and banish all doubt.
Pet cats, pet dogs, collect papers with new tattoos, and still get home in time for a glorious feast. The game even taps into the mythology of the Norse setting, including things like warlocks and ancient creatures like Fenrir. One of my favorite parts of this game, however, is the return of classic Assassin's Creed features. A couple of assassins, known as Hidden Ones at this point in history, train Eivor in the ways of stealth and even gift them with a hidden blade, which they decidedly do not keep hidden.
I like it.
Sitting on benches, blending with crowds, hiding in hay, and surprising an unsuspecting guard with a violent snogging is all back in its stealth-based glory. Of course, you can always opt in for classic hack-and-slash combat as well. There's a nice balance of new and old Assassin's Creed here that I really appreciate. Also, even boat travel is now less tedious, as there's always a story being told, conversations being had, or a song being sung. This game is far superior to Odyssey in my opinion. I like Greek mythology and Norse mythology, but this is the better game.
Let's go, Viking!
We bring Christ's mercy!
Hey, kiddo. I need to ask you a few questions, okay? Can you tell me what happened tonight?
I went to show her my haircut. She had a gun.
Take your time.
She freaked out.
It's okay.
No, it's not. It's not okay. My mom tried to kill me, so I stabbed her. I killed my mother.
From the team that brought you Life is Strange comes a tale of love and redemption that will tug at your heartstrings and make you question your own childhood memories. When Allison and her transgender brother Tyler visit their old hometown, they are forced to confront their past demons as new information about their mother shatters their reality and causes them to dig deep into their own memories. What was once believed to be an act of self-defense is now brought to question when new evidence challenges the perceived truth. What ensues is a simultaneously heartwarming and heart-wrenching narrative journey through a childhood of pain and suffering, but also fun and adventure. As the twins dig into their past, they unlock memories that they can physically see right in front of them, like a movie being played. The only issue is sometimes they have different memories which can serve to strengthen the twins' bond or sever it depending on your choices. The twins can also communicate telepathically, which allows them to consult with each other silently when making important decisions or discussing private matters. I think the big thing to call attention to here, though, is the way this game's transgender character is handled. It's an important part of the narrative, and thankfully is not used as a "look how inclusive we are" selling point, but rather a naturally flowing part of Tyler's character, as it should be. I'm also glad they didn't go the cliche bigotry route for forced conflict, either. Some characters are clearly disapproving, but still treat Tyler with respect.
Yes, I think she did. I just didn't expect to see such a dapper young man.
There's certainly a dark past hidden in this sunny little town, filled with adultery, drug abuse, blackmail, and neglect, which makes this game emotionally difficult to sit through at times. But ultimately, it's a journey about healing and closure that will make you laugh, make you cry, and make you ponder the nature of memories. So first off, let me just say, I don't count this as an episodic game. Episodic games come in at 2.5 hours per chapter, and most episodes release in the same year. No, this is a full-length entry in a new series of games, where the next entry won't be the next episode, but rather a direct sequel. On that note, the true nature of this game is that it's more than just a simple remake, but explaining it would be a spoiler. So instead, I'll just say that if you played the original Final Fantasy VII and watched Advent Children, your enjoyment of this will be amplified. While a lot of things about this remake are shot for shot the same as the original, some things are certainly different, and the game is all the better for it, in my opinion. The way they handle that scene where Cloud cross-dresses to go undercover in a brothel, for example, is way more fun and a lot less tedious in the remake. There's extra moments in this game that serve to expand the backstories of characters who were majorly sidelined in the original, side quests with worthy rewards, lore-expanding new content, and even the ability to obtain summons, which is not something you could do before leaving Midgar in the original. The combat is a nice balance between real-time action and turn-based strategy. You use regular attacks to damage enemies and build up your ATB gauge, which you can then use to unleash stronger attacks and magic. Combat also slows to a crawl when you are making decisions in the command menu, allowing for ample time to set up a spell, switch to another character, set up a combo, and then revert back and heal. It's a balanced risk-reward system that encourages a mixture of action and strategy, as just blindly slashing at everything in this game will get you nowhere with anything outside of cannon fodder enemies. This game also features a new voice cast who perfectly captures the essence of the originals. Everything from Cloud's stoic and wise-ass demeanor to Barrett's aggressively eccentric go-get-em attitude, it's all perfectly conveyed. Overall, it's a great tribute to the original while also managing to feel fresh and new. A game for old and new fans alike.
You're not real. You're dead.
I am.
I killed you with my own...
Oh, you need not remind me.
Bundled for free with the PlayStation 5, what was meant to be a tech demo for the DualSense controller has turned out to be one of the best 3D platformers I've ever played. Playing exactly like Astrobot Rescue Mission, this game serves as both an introduction to the PS5 and its parts and features, as well as a nostalgic trip down PlayStation memory card lane. You see what I did there? Every level is not only a trip through the system's inner workings and features, such as the SSD drive and cooling system, but also a testament to a specific era of PlayStation, complete with collectibles and hidden references and Easter eggs to other games. There's even a room where you can keep all the stuff you have collected and interact with it, and a gacha machine where you can use the in-game coins you've collected for even more goodies. The game introduces you to haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, and let me tell you, these features are an immersive game changer. Like VR, it's almost impossible to convey into words exactly how these features feel, but things like shooting a bow and arrow now has realistic tension and resistance to it. You'll actually have to put effort into squeezing the trigger in some cases, and this game exists to prepare you for that. Overall, due to the simplicity of this game, there's not much more I can say about it, but this is a fun, well-made, and at times challenging platformer that is sadly overlooked due to assumption that it's bloatware. But this is no Playroom on the PS4, I assure you. This is a full-fledged, full-length game with a platinum trophy and a post-game speedrun levels. If you have a PS5, do not overlook this gem. In fact, it should be the first thing you play.
What? No way! You see that?
I don't believe it. Our city's backup energy is only supplied to the elites of NSR? That's messed up.
First, they rejected us. Then, they denied our rights to rock out. And now they think they can keep the energy from the general public? This is wrong. This is an absolute abuse of power. So tell me, Zook, tell me. What are we gonna do to someone who messes with the good people of Vinyl City?
Oh, we're gonna bunka, we're gonna junka, and we're gonna bam in their faces!
Yes! Now you're talking!
This game is wackadoo nutso fun, but also rather difficult. Say hello to Mayday and Zook, the indie rock duo Bunkbed Junction. After losing a rigged contest and witnessing a citywide blackout where only the elites have reserve power, Bunkbed Junction decide to go full rebel, and one by one they hijack the concerts of the EDM artists who scrutinize them, taking their place as the platinum record holders of each district.
Mama!
You know, my dear, please stay calm. These bullies are nothing compared to you.
Gameplay is a hybrid between third-person action-adventure game and rhythm game, except this is more of an anti-rhythm game. In this game, bosses attack in sync with the music, and it's your job to avoid the attacks and attack back when you see an opening, therefore going against the music, which is narratively the whole point. Rock versus EDM. Ultimately though, and part of why I like this game so much, in the end both genres come together to defeat a greater threat, and the moral of the story is that taste is subjective and we should just appreciate art, rather than argue about which is better. I will not lie, this game is hard. It's surprising I finished it, but I absolutely loved the soundtrack. The music in this game helped pull me out of a depression, and that gives it sentimental value for me.
We are 80 samurai against an army, fighting to slow the invasion. Today, I die for my people.
Tradition, courage, honor. They are what make us. We are the warriors of Tsushima. We are samurai!
A beautiful tale of revenge, delivered in a fashion that is very fitting of the old samurai movie aesthetic it's going for. Meet Jin Sakai, a samurai warrior back from a presumed death, who is now on a quest for vengeance against the Mongolians as he attempts to rescue his uncle, save his homeland from the Mongolian invasion, and struggle with the choices he has to make along the way. As far as open world games go, it's the one to finally crack the formula, in my opinion. Rather than clutter your HUD with icons and GPS maps, Ghost of Tsushima opts for a more organic guidance system. Place a waypoint marker on your map and swipe the touchpad on the controller to see the wind blow in the direction of your objective. Also, like a previous game on this list, side quests appear organically as world events rather than a checklist of objectives. On this same note, birds and foxes can appear randomly and guide you to nearby locations of interest. The game allows you to choose stealth or melee to tackle your missions, and sometimes stealth will be mandatory, but mostly you can choose. I think both playstyles are handled very well, and I had fun with them equally. This game manages to be a better Assassin's Creed than most Assassin's Creeds. Also, visually, it's just an absolute treat to look at. The vivid colors, the ambient lighting, the peaceful serenity of it all. There's just something magical about it. Taking place 5 years after the first game, The Last of Us Part 2 is a heart-wrenching tale of loss, love, and the cost of revenge obsession. I feel like this game gets slandered over its story and characters, and it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea, but that's what makes it even better to me. At first, I also hated being forced to play as the quote-unquote villain, but the further it went, the more I sympathized with her and her cause, and the less I sympathized with the quote-unquote hero, who at this point had gone so far down the rabbit hole on her quest for vengeance that I wasn't even sure I could look her in the eyes anymore. No one in this game is a paragon of justice. Everyone is flawed and emotional, driven by vengeance in a world with no rules. I cannot even begin to convey properly into words the roller coaster of emotions I felt while playing this game. Graphically, this game is beyond words how real looking and feeling it is. The enemy AI is a lot smarter this time, and they realistically react to finding their friends dead. Plus, they know how to work together to out-strategize you. The skyscraper climbing scene and the island invasion level stand out as some of the best moments in the game. The acting is phenomenal. Everyone puts their all into it, and it really shows.
Come on, you've barely said anything to me since Jackson. I don't know, I guess I was shook by Jackson, too. I just wish I didn't take part in it.
Man, I loved this game. But to say I had fun isn't completely accurate. Again, I loved this game, but at times I for sure felt like I was suffering while playing it. Granted, it is a horror game, and you're supposed to suffer in horror games. But at times, this game bordered on emotional torture. That being said, once again, I still loved it. Obviously, it's number 2 on my list. And one thing is for certain, it is an experience that I will never, ever forget. Out of everything I played in 2020, this game is by far the most pure fun. Like, inner child squealing for joy kind of pure, wholesome fun. Seamlessly swinging from buildings, dodging between obstacles, and doing tricks like a flying Tony Hawk in spandex, effortlessly taking down enemies stealthily like Batman, or roughing them up with fun and fluid melee combat. All of it was a joy. Even the side quests in this game are genuinely fun and rewarding. If you play this game on the PS5, the graphics and load times are breathtaking. But let's talk about new powers. In combat, Miles has venom powers, which adds an extra jolt to his punches. And in stealth, Miles has a camouflage ability that makes for great moments. Unfortunately, this game is rather short, but there is a New Game Plus mode where you can unlock new suits, new abilities, and a feline companion. The story isn't anything you wouldn't expect from a Marvel game, but overall it's a well-made, super fun, and visually appealing game that I dare say is even better than the 2018 Spider-Man.
Got hands? Catch!
Well, there you have it. That's my top 10 games of 2020. I hope you enjoyed it. What did you think of the list? And what are some of your favorite games this year? What's your game of the year? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to go ahead and leave it a like. And thank you to everyone who participated in the Guess My Top 10 contest. I will be announcing the winner tomorrow if you're watching this on the day it was uploaded. Thanks for watching, and have a happy new year.